reporting to you live from NBC Studios, giving you the latest 1950s news. Ain't that swell? Tonight's big segment starts off with the burning question we are all asking. How is the role of women changing in the 1950s? Here is Chelsea Nolan at a regular house in a regular neighborhood asking a regular housewife, what's going on?
That's right. Let me elaborate on that burning question. Women are turning into the cookie-cutter housewives. Dramatic change from the 40s. And they are all now living the American dream. Inside, I have Jill Smith, who has been gracious enough to answer that burning question. Let's take a look inside.
Hi Jill, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So you ready to answer our question?
Of course.
Have you worked in any type of business?
Yeah, I did. It was ages ago though, and I only made around 62 cents for every dollar my husband made. I decided to quit after the war because we didn't need the money. I started having children around 20, and I needed to stay home with my family.
Yeah, it seems to be the trend these days. Men are economically superior to women. Do you prefer the lifestyle of a housewife or a working woman?
Well, I definitely prefer the role of a housewife. I think a woman's job is to take care of the children and cook and clean.
Very good. Do you have any say or argument in the political issues in your home? Or around the world?
The Cold War?
Yeah.
Well, I have an article right here about that. Would you mind if I read it?
No, go right ahead.
Well, after the Second World War, women around the globe claimed that to avoid more death and devastation in the atomic age, they must promote internationalism and strive together for a peaceful future. However, as the Cold War is escalating right now, American women are abandoning internationalist look of their foreign sisters in favor of solidarity with their national brothers. Far from being advocates of internationalism, many of these women are becoming active agents for Americanism, and that's not really good right now.
Wow, Jill, you seem to know a lot about international affairs. You also seem extremely intelligent. What is holding you back, or would you ever think about going into politics?
Well, I would, but my husband Tom would be mad. Plus, it's selfish. I need to be home.
It's definitely selfish to your family. Speaking of all your intelligence in politics and whatnot, would you ever think about going to college, or did you ever go to college?
Actually, I did go to college. It was a long time ago. I went with a couple friends from high school, and I basically just wanted to find a husband, and that's actually where I did meet Tom.
Wow, you're very lucky to be the fortunate 35% of women that actually went to college.
Well, my dad had money around that time, so I guess I'm pretty lucky.
Yes, you are. As I can see, you're so fashionable, and I was thinking in my head the whole time about how your outfits are put together, and then what do you wear on a consistent basis?
Well, me being a housewife and all, a daily basis outfit for me would be a tight bodice up here, kind of a flowy skirt. I like color, kind of flowy. I always have an apron on, It gets a little chilly, maybe a cardigan, plain shoes, and a necessity for me is pearls. I mean, it really completes an outfit, and I really think it makes the 50s housewife look perfect.
So, just a question about everything. How has everything, like, economically, politically, and fashionably changed from the 50s?
Well,
or 40s, I'm sorry.
Yeah, in the 40s, I was at work. It was hard for me because I had small children at home. My husband was off at war. Women it wasn't about sameness, and now it just works better. Everybody's the same, and I can just be the perfect housewife.
Well, that's all for our segment tonight. Back to you, and thank you, Jill.
Wow, Chelsea, what a great segment tonight. I'm really impressed with what Jill Smith knows on the subject of how women's roles are changing in the 1950s. She went over economic issues about how they don't have jobs and they're staying home. She went over political issues about how she's not really involved in the Cold War. And I find that kind of an issue in America right now. She also went over her fashion sense, which was great, and I loved that. So I think you really answered the question tonight, what's going on and how is the role of women changing? Thank you. We'll see you next week.